Sorry, I'm just getting things together. Now, if I can just figure out how to tell who's in here. Oh well. Ow. Well, that explains a lot. Okay. Anyway, so beginning of a new idea I had. Get this lined up a little bit. Oh, thank you, Rob. Before I get started, just want to let you know this. If you see something that needs to be changed, change other than my T-shirt, um, because I know I mean, this is my comfy clothes. So I went out today and got a box of pennies, got a box of quarters from one bank, and then stopped by another bank and was going to do the same, and I changed my mind because they said, you know, we've everything we've got is uncirculated except for 22 rolls that some gentleman brought in to just in a big batch, just dumped them in and got his cash for them. They machine rolled them there at the bank, so I'm gonna go through those tonight and let's see what we've got. Now, I'm a firm believer in doing everything as cheaply as possible. Sometimes you have to reuse things. So let me get my reusable items up here. Now, when you're doing pennies, I would recommend you get you can get a cheap one if you want. That's what I did. Don't like spending a lot of money, so what I got was the let's do it that way. Nope, wrong one. I will eventually get there. So as you probably know, may not know anyway, in 1982 you can either get copper or zinc. So to tell the difference, copper weighs 3.11 grams ish, somewhere around there. Zinc 2.5 grams. So all you gotta do is weigh them to tell whether they're copper or not. And I'll also, if I get a really ugly coin that I can't tell the date on it, kind of like that one right there. If y'all can see that, I probably wouldn't even try to look at the date on that. I'd flip over the back, see if it's got the memorial on it. If it does, I'd just throw it over to be weighed and go by that. Because I do save my copper. Don't know why, because it is illegal to melt copper. Well, no, wait. It is illegal to melt pennies. There. Well, I'm hoping one of these days they might change that rule. Isn't it strange that only pennies and nickels are the things that you can't do it, but you can do dimes? Oh well. So we've got our scale. We've got our tool to open. I use pocket knife sometimes. Pocket knife's really quicker, but I don't know. Let's just do that. I was doing this the other day, and someone said, "I've never seen anybody open one that way." And I went, "I'm sure I saw somebody do it. That's why I figured, thought, hey, I can do that." So I just put my knife in, turn it, put my knife in and turn it, pull off the donuts. Find out where I moved my trash can. There we go. We have a little bit of goofiness in every show. And see, they just unroll nice and pretty, and you can just set them down. Now, I'm thinking we probably need to be closer than that when we're looking at this. I'm glad I'm doing this. I've already determined that there is something I need to do. So, let's try this. And this is just a way, kind of set me up to where I can get everything. Got me a little arm here to put it on. So I should be able to get it nice and low down. How low can you go? And then, oh hey, look at that. Is it gonna go? Is it gonna go? How's that? Look at there. Now look at my little stubby fingers. Hard to believe they play the piano, isn't it? So, tonight we are only going to be looking for wheat cents, I think. Hey, yeah, Mater. Turn mic up 2 notches, please. Hey, that's a good idea. Let me see. Filters. It's all the way up. Why is it not? Hey, is that better? I may have to do something different. Oh, I know what I can do. But okay. Okay. So, taking the hat off. Here we go. Here we go. And remember the copper, anything before 82. And that's kind of just to tell you if there's 68. Let's see. And you know, since this was a gentleman that brought in a bunch of pennies and traded them in, there may be nothing in here. But the only way to find out, 83, is to look. So we're basically just going to look for wheats. And let's see what we've got. I don't see anything. I gotta see stuff from the 70s. And nope. Okay, nothing in there. So, move these over. And let's see, next one. Cut the little loop, the donuts off. Yeah, probably not donuts, but they don't taste like donuts. I see an old looking one in there. So let's see here. No. And when you're trying to fill a book, you would look more at the date. See, there's one that I can tell it's a 76 just from the date. But that's one that if I couldn't have seen that, I would weighed it. And 73. I think these are already going to be. I tell you what, if they're already, if we don't find anything in this first row, well now, this first row, when I was, first bundle, I guess I should say, or one of these bundles. Oh, that's the second one. Okay. When I was looking at them, the reason I was hopeful is right there. That's a 1966 Canadian. So not real valuable, but it just told me that there might be something in here that, well, with some magic in it. So we're going to start with that bundle. And since I'm just live streaming, this is not going to be one of those to where we'll come back if we with our first find. We're just going to quickly go through them and find them, and we'll get to the entertainment part of the show where I start telling dad jokes. That's for you, Mater. Let's see. Isn't this going to be a bummer if we get through here and there's not anything in these rolls? And I'm not seeing anything. Wait, look at there. We've got our first one. Let's see, what is that? Let's put it over here. A 1957. Oh, is that? That looks like that might have some die chips on it. Either that or it's just damaged. Yep, it's just damaged. Thought it was die chips, but it's damaged. But we found our first wheat cent. So it's not going to be a skunk. And nothing else. So what I need to do is get my little bucket out so that I can dump these all in my bucket. Always have a receptacle for your culls. And if you're streaming, don't forget to go back to the coin camera. And if you're watching this later or whenever, I gotta give shout out. You need to check Silver Seeker, Ravenhawk, Rob Finds Treasure, and Coin Crew. They're ones that I frequently watch their streams and irritate them to no end. But they're really good, knowledgeable people. There's a good 81. And what's that be? The only wheat. Oh, there's, I must have grabbed the Canadian. Yeah, is that the 66? Yes, it is. Now, I saved those just because, well, I like them. You know, just see how many foreign ones you find. Don't see anything else in here. Don't forget to scream. Oh. Hey, that's a good dad joke. But my favorite light bulb jokes is how many psychologists does it take to change a light bulb? You know that one? It's just one. Also, but the light bulbs really got to want to change. So, roll number 4. And we'll quickly go through here. See, this is what I'm going to have to get my wife to come in here and talk too, so that well, there's a lot of copper, a lot of older pennies in here. What is that? That's pretty. That's a 1962. It's got some interesting toning on it. But let's see what else is nothing. Pile. Yep, that does it. If at first don't succeed, I don't know. Fill in the blank. Okay. Don't roll off there. Now, got my tub. Oh, sorry about the noise. There we go. Now, when we get it done, I can just dump them. Okay, another row. Oh, this is that ugly one. Oh, by the way, I have one time when you go to stab that, if your finger's up too high, you can probably guess what'll happen. So be careful if you do it that way. I don't want people to say, well, Hillbilly told me to do it that way and I cut my finger off. Because I don't want to be the one that causes your finger to get cut off. Now, if you do it in a humorous manner, make sure to record it. So, no, don't. Why am I saying that's just silly? Okay. Now you might wonder why someone would do pennies. I mean, you're never going to find a silver penny. If you find a silver penny, you're not going to have to work the rest of your life because it's going to be worth a fortune. But there are a lot of good pennies out there, and I'm just going to do this the old-fashioned way, that are worth, okay, let's say someone gave you a roll of pennies, and that's 50 pennies right there. And let's say each one of those pennies turned out to be worth $20. Now, if you only had one of them, you've only made, what, $19.99? But if you've got a whole cup of them, maybe 700 of them, and you can get a nickel a piece off of them, that's a pretty good increase, right? And it's no risk, because even if you don't find anything, you've still got pennies. And so in January of last year, January of 2022, I had been, you guys understand, I've been collecting, not stacking, but collecting coins since, well, for over 50 years ago when I started. And it was only last January that I saw Ravenhawk and Silver Seeker showing about coin roll hunting. I just never thought of it. So I went out and I got some $50 from one bank and got a box from another, and I was getting 5 or 6 silver $50 in each one of those, and then taking the rest of them back. So, you know, wasn't really risking any money. And then I stopped by a bank and said, hey, you've got a coin counter machine out here that your customers can use, so the public can come in and use it instead of a bank employee having to use it. And I said, can I buy the $50 bag? And they said, well, yeah, but you got to buy the whole thing. I said, it's going to be less than $1,000, right? Well, and they said, well, yeah, the most it'll hold is $1,000 worth. I said, I'll buy it. It had $640 worth of $50 in it. I found 43 silver $50, most of them 90% silver. I took those and went and sold them, took that money and started buying more stuff. And I replaced the money in my pocket that I had put out to buy them. So that means that every single coin that I bought for this purpose, all silver coin stuff, it's made from money that I made by finding these quarters and these $50 and things, and then selling them and buying other stuff. At the end of the year, and I don't mind telling you, there's 3 values that are important. You've got your melt value, which means just melt the silver and how much is it worth. Had about $5,000 something worth in melt by the end of the year. Remember, I've not put any money out of my pocket into it other than what I originally started with, and I paid it back immediately. Now, if you take the stuff that I bought that's graded and stuff like that and use wholesale values from the gray sheets on what each one of them's worth, now we've got between $10,000 and $15,000 worth of value in our coins. then if you take what the average sold price on eBay has been, we're looking at around $20,000. So you could say, just by doing what I'm doing right here, although with more than just pennies, with pennies, dimes, nickels, quarters, halves, I've even got 20 or 30 silver Eisenhowers that I've picked up at banks. And it's almost like free money, isn't it? Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start some series showing the cheapest way, the easiest way to go in and hunt. Get started small, start building it up to where you can have a little nest egg, and eventually, look at there, a 1945 right there. Put that over here. It's in pretty good shape for a roll find. We'll keep that. As Rob would say, you can't get mad at that. It's just a 45, but it's not one of the older dates, and it's not a key date. But, you know, what was this one? 57, yeah. So let's put it over here on our stack. Make sure we've not missed one. Keep thinking that might be one. And we're almost done with the first bundle. Now I will be going back over these and checking for errors and, you know, double dies and repunched mint marks and things like that that would make them a little more value. Doesn't have to be a wheat cent to get those. But just to test this out, I wanted to see how it would work with the camera set up the way I've got it. And I need to teach myself to look up every now and then. So how much is that 1945 penny worth? Oh, you know what? That is a good question. Let me show you the way I would normally do that. So we jump over here, and I can move my chat out of the way. I'm testing out a new inventory program, and what I would do is go down to Lincoln cents. It was a 19. Oh, there we go. Lincoln cents, 1945. Yeah, didn't have a mint mark. No, didn't. 1945. So it's a Philadelphia. And then I would take an estimate at what I think it's would be, what quality it is. I mean, it's in pretty good shape. It's got some dirt on it. So I'd say that's good to maybe very good, but I always like to lowball it a little bit, so let's call it like a G6. So that would be 7 cents on PCGS, their coin rating or coin value evaluation. So yeah, that made about 7 cents. This one, with a little bit of damage on it, and it's probably not even worth but about a penny. I mean, it's about face value because it's got the damage in 2 places. And 1957 is the next to the last year that they made these, so it's one of the common years. So matter of fact, that's, I'd say G4 on it. So if we go down here to the 57 and go to G4, it says a nickel. So about a nickel. Now here's the cool part. If you can find one in, and I've got a whole roll of uncirculated 1942s. Okay, so it's a tube that came from the bank that had never been opened since it was wrapped when they made it. Now I'm going to send off a few of them to be graded by the grading companies, but a 1942, If it comes back as you can go mint state up to 70. On pennies, you've got brown, you've got red brown, which is, well, that I don't even see a red brown. But then you've got red, which is a red penny. These are all red. They've not gotten the brown hue to them. So on a red mint state 66 is $50 each. It'll cost me $30 to have them graded. But if I get a red 67, which is still 3 below a perfect coin, that one coin will be worth $430, according to PCGS. Now, let's say I can only get half of that selling it to a collector. That means that each one of the coins in there is worth around 200 bucks. I've got 50 coins in each row. I got 100 coins times 200 bucks. Now, there's nothing that says all of them will get that grade, but every one of them that does, this is worth a lot more than a penny. So, it's a hobby that's kind of fun, but it is very in depth what you have to do to keep track. I used to not do foreign or bills because well, I just wanted to concentrate on something and get good. I didn't want to be mediocre in everything. Got to have something you're good at. But now I've kind of gone over. I got some bills the other day. They were they call them the godless bills. I got 5. They're $1 silver certificates from, I think, 1926, 1935. Anyway, old ones, but they're uncirculated. And 2 of them are consecutive serial numbers, and then the other 3 are consecutive serial numbers. So as a set, they're worth more than individually, just because they have the consecutive serial numbers on them. Hey, 82. Got a lot of them I'm going to have to weigh. And you can tell, like I know that without even looking at the date on this, that is not going to be a copper coin, which, sure enough, if you see the shield on the back, it's not copper. Or if it is copper, it's one of those that you're going to make a fortune off of. Okay, now here's an interesting one. Now, I've not looked at the date to see what it is. But just by looking at this, whoa, wait, you know what? Maybe if I put the screen back over there to where you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, here's your brown coin. It's a 1964. It was born the same year I was. Here is a red coin. I've not flipped it over to see the date. But because of the luster on it and the way that it looks, I'm thinking that this one is going to be copper, which means it's going to be 82 or earlier. I may be wrong, but looky there. Oh, I was so close. 1984. But that's still a 1984 coin that's almost as pretty as these brand new 2020s right here. Like, see that? So, it's a pretty coin, but really, that one's worth more because it's 64 and it's copper, and it's worth how much copper's in it. Thought I saw 2009 in here a while ago. I kind of pulled those out too. I've got penny books that I fill up. So far, we've found 2 wheat pennies and 1 foreign. So let's get this last roll open. And dun dun dun. Just see. See, I'm used to going on Discord and chatting in there where I don't have to worry about changing cameras. Okay. Again, I'm going to be looking for errors and varieties and such. later. I just wanted to kind of test everything out and look through some of these. Eventually, I'll probably have some auctions, sell some stuff, give away some stuff. I kind of like giving away stuff. My wife doesn't like me giving away stuff, but that's the way it goes. And do just regular stuff. And like I said, we're going to start with, I think I'm going to call the series Coin Collecting for Poor Folks. May not, but I kind of like that because I want to show how to get into it without risking a lot. Or when you're risking stuff that you actually found hunting the rolls that you get. So, one of the things I just realized, I've got to quit as I'm searching through it this way because y'all don't want to see my knuckles. Y'all want to see the coins. So I need to figure out a better way to do that. Might have to lift it back up again and put it at an angle. Now that is a pretty 68D. Matter of fact, I think that one's better than the one I've got in my book. I'm going to put it up here and save it to look at. So, I'm also going to be doing drone live feeds, and drone videos and 3D printing videos and how to not electrocute yourself when you're working on electronics videos. I think our first project with electronics is going to be a perpetual energy machine that I've come up with. This guy on Discord was showing me how it works. He can get it to work in the software, but he just can't get it to work in real life. I think I might just try to do that. Inside joke. Yep. There ain't no such thing as a free lunch. There are a lot of 60. I did it again. There are a lot of 64s in here. I know how I'm going to solve this problem. We're going to put these. I may need to raise that camera back up a little bit. But maybe if we do it this way, then I can just pull them out like this. Is that better? I think that's better. Let's see. Hey, there's an 82. I bet you that's copper. I have to weigh it, find out though, so. And part of the fun is not knowing what you're going to find. I'm doing it again. Let's move these over. Is that one peeking out there? Nope. This bundle is leaving us dry. I'm trying to figure out. This is supposed to be showing the chat over there. I've got the chat box turned on. Oh wait, maybe I don't. Let's see here. Huh. Wonder why the chat box is not showing up. I have to figure that out. Okay. Oh, one's trying to escape. Since I did the same thing, I'm just going to do it this way and just push from over here. There we go. Yep, that camera's got to come up. So, excuse me while I adjust this a bit. Give it a little bit wider field of view. still be able to see what we're doing. Huh. Oh, I thought somebody was trying to get my attention. There we go. And whew, ugly gunk. And if you'll see, there's some of these you're going to know that they're not wheat cents before I roll them over. But I'm old and can't see good with my glasses on, believe it or not. Now, if I wanted to see, I'd take my glasses off, put my face right down below it, but you don't want to watch the back of my head. So, and once you get used to it, you can, oh, there's a pretty one. Look at there, 1959. Let's save that out. That's the first year that it was the memorial on the back, or Monticello, whatever. I can remember when they first come out with like the Susan B. Anthony's and stuff, people are like, quit messing with our money. Trying to put them in Coke machines. And now they're worth so much more. They're worth like $1 and a penny. No, I'm just kidding. Went over like a lead balloon though, didn't they? I think this is going to be a skunk one. We've only got 3 more rolls of this 22 roll hunt. Now, I'm still hopeful though. It's not like I'm going to quit looking. Because, man, there's a lot of old looking coins from the edge that just don't pan out. So, and you know, the bank just loves you to bring in, 80 pounds of pennies to turn in. 71, that's a beautiful 71. Okay. 81, still copper. Hey, we need like music, right? Playing in the background. Da da da. Let's see here. Nope, nope. Next to the last roll. Come on, be something in here. I was going to challenge the other guys to a penny challenge where we get like so many weeks, we have 1 box a week, and we look to see who can get their books the fullest. But with everything else going on, it's just too hard to, well, some of them, it's hard for them to actually get boxes. A lot of the banks don't like you coming in, especially if you don't have a business account with them. You go in there and you say, I'd like a box of quarters, please. And they'd say, nope, not unless you're a business customer. So, I've got 2 banks that I do most of my stuff with. The bank that I started doing everything with They, how do I put this? They decided to let all of the branches know not to sell me any more bags out of their coin counting machines. I still bank with them though, with one of my businesses. So they're now my dump bank. Although they will sell me boxes of coins, they just won't sell me $50. So that's fair. My other bank will. And that's it. We ended up with a 1945 from Philadelphia, 1957 Denver, a Canadian 1966, which I think has, yes, the young Elizabeth on the back. And then I've got the 59 that I'm going to look, and this 68 I'm going to look to see if they actually are better than, oh, look at that, I need to clean my fingernails. That's what happens when you work for a living. But it's been fun. I'm hoping that everybody can hear me okay, and now that I got the microphone fixed a little bit, and I think this will work. If anyone's still there, is the camera being up a little bit higher, was that better or worse? So 45. Put those there. 59, 68. Put those there. Okay. Now comes my fun stuff. I'm just gonna leave the stream going. Y'all don't have to stick around for this part. But I'm gonna dump out all of my pennies. And I'm gonna go through looking for the copper and the errors now. But wait, Hillbilly, how are you gonna tell which errors to look for? Well, it's easy. You see this map that I poured it out on? This is my penny hunt deal I got from Rob Finds Treasures. Shameless plug there for him. But on one side it tells what the key dates are with the mintages. Over, oh here, let me drag this over to where you can actually see it. I should have done it before I put it on there. Yeah, see, it's got the key dates and the semi-key dates and what they're minted for, or the mintage, how many of them were minted. And then over here we got the varieties like double die obverse, weak D, no D, all the way down to double deer. So this tells me if I forget what I'm looking for. Now, one thing I have to do is get my little cups. Where did my little cups go? Don't you hate it when that happens? Clean up your office and now you can't find anything. Oh well. I'll just push them to the side. So now is when I do take my glasses off, because I am just going to be pulling out copper. And you know, if it's got a shield on it, remember, it's not going to be copper. But a 73 is 92, 92. Looky there. Now we need to look for the close AM. So while we do this, I'm going to swap those cameras around. So the close, okay, and that is not the close AM. You see where the A and the M, you know, I need a pointer. I'm gonna use my pocket knife. See here, there's a gap there. Close AM right there. If they were touching, that would be a variety, and it'd be worth keeping. Look and see if it's good enough value. What in the world? Is that a 74 or a 94? You know what? I think it's a 94. But we're going to get our little scale out here. And we're going to see what it is. 2.51 grams. That is zinc. Okay, so. And you know, I really don't look at the shield nickel or the shield pennies. Just because there's a 2015 with a double die obverse, but I don't look for it that often, just because. Well, I don't know why, because I just don't. Because it's the only, I do too. It's the only variety or error, whatever, that is on those. So it's just not worth me looking through all of them just to find that one year. So let's do some quick stuff, and now I can't see the chat, so I will look up and check every now and then to see if we've got something that needs, see if somebody's asking something. But look at there, 80. Oh, that's a pretty 81. That might upgrade my book too. So there's always someone that will help you get started with coins. And you don't have to have a lot of money to do it. Now, there are some expensive coins out there. I've seen stuff sell for screen swap. Oh, that would be. See, I'm new to this part, aren't I? Well, yeah. Hey, how's that? Is that better? Hey, you know, I just realized I can see the chat because I got my phone right here. Over there where I'm putting my copper ones. There are helpful people in this world. There's a 94. Double die reverse. Don't get old, it's a trap. I don't see any doubling on that. Oh, I just saw the. Well, now, isn't that. Hey, type something else. I want to watch. I think it came up on the. I think the chat box just comes up for a second, then goes away, don't it? I was thinking it would just, you know, scroll the chat up there. You're testing. Hey, yeah, that is awesome. I didn't even know it did that. Okay, y'all can laugh. Oh, go figure. I didn't say I was a genius. Didn't say I was crazy either. Was it? Sheldon says my mama had me tested. Oh. You know that. Nope, not close AM. This is the part that a lot of people don't even do, is looking for the errors and the different varieties and things. And oh, did they say hydrate often when you're doing this? Now this one, that 1984, oh wait, that's an 84P and this is an 84D. Never mind. If it was the P, we would look for the doubled ear, because if you... Huh. Pick what I think is the oldest coin in the pile. Okay. Oldest coin in the pile would be... I'm going to say that one. But it's not. I can tell you what it is. Now what do you want me to do? I picked one that's 1962. I was just looking at the luster on them. 1962. Yeah, I guess it could do that, couldn't I? Okay, now what? Oh, well, I'm sorting to see if I can find one older. Okay. I know I will because I know there's some more 1959s in here. Matter of fact, I thought that was one. No, 99. Let's see. 62. 92. So. Yeah, I didn't think about that. We're seeing if we can find one older. There's 74. Put that over there. And you know what? If we had, like, I tell you what, we could say, if anything I find older than the one I just picked up, I'm going to send to you as a giveaway. These are not older. Quit running away. Okay. Wouldn't it be funny if there's not any older in here? I've already pulled them all out. Okay. 251. There. I need to quit mumbling. And yes, this really is Pepsi with no additives. Gotta say, hey, 72. What did I say over there? 62. I forgot. Yeah, I got the memory of a goldfish anymore. But, to be fair, I'm at the age where I've got my brain full. So every time I remember somebody's name, I forget a verb. I'd rather have verbs than somebody's name. But sometimes I forget the verbs too, don't I? And blame it on all those people who's made me memorize their names. And yeah, coming up, we're going to be having, let's see, 250-year anniversary, being 26 of the United. This is what semi-quincentennial or sesquicentennial or something like that. They're redesigning kind of like they did in 1776 for the bicentennial. So they're going to have all kinds of new stuff. A maker coin. Yeah, you know what? That would be cool. We've got one thing that I've designed that's going to be available for everybody. Hey, remember I said I usually don't look at the shield pennies? This one is a 2015. The 2015 does have a double die error on the front of it, on the obverse. So I want to flip, and what I'm going to do is remember when I flip like this, I need to always remember to flip back. I don't see any doubling on that. So, oop, I pulled the wrong one. Got to leave that 62 up there. That's what we're going. Yeah, that is a good idea about the maker coin. And giveaway souvenirs, because we're going to have giveaways. And we're going to sometimes have some really nice giveaways, like, you know, silver coins. Matter of fact, this is going to be a giveaway. This is going to be my first giveaway item for my first real, when I get everything lined up and start talking out and make my first giveaway. It's going to be this. Oh, and there's my labeling. But it's going to be an 1896 Morgan. Now, it's not in real good shape. I'd say it's fine to... Yeah, it's better shape than the one I carry in my pocket. Don't have a heart attack. Don't have a heart attack just because I said I carry a silver dollar in my pocket. Show what screen is active. Yeah, but there's nobody that smart, Mater. Nobody can figure out how to do that. I mean, that's impossible. That would be cool, though, wouldn't it? Well, my son, he streams on Twitch, and yeah, he's got all kinds of fancy little hit this button to show this, hit this button to show that, and whoa! Did you see what I just threw in there? That is a beautiful 1980 copper piece. I don't call them pennies anymore. I'm going to call them copper pieces. That one gets saved. But, see, this one I carry in my pocket is a lucky coin. And let's see if you can see the difference in the two. This is an 1885. This is an 1896. Same coin. But can you see the difference in them? The curls are all wiped off of their hair. Let's pull this out. It's not in such good shape that I don't mind getting my fingers on it. So, same coin. This one, maybe worth 40 bucks. This one, worth basically how much ever you can get out of the melted silver out of it. Me carrying this in my pocket is not going to reduce its value any lower than what it is right now. This one, it would, because this one's in a lot better shape. Okay? It's not uncirculated or even about uncirculated or extra fine or anything, but it is worth more than this one, even though they're essentially the same coin. They're not low mintage, they're just, you know, good Morgan. You can never go wrong getting a Morgan. Now, my next stream, I may have some of these that I've got back there that have been graded and slabbed. Yeah, it looks a lot more worn out. And if we put it under the, like say the Liberty in on the hairband, on the crown, there's the worn one. So you can still read the Liberty. I have seen these things so worn that you can't read the Liberty, and you can barely read the date on them. And they're still worth their weight in silver. This one, however, got a lot of fine detail still in it. It's got a lot of toning, but that's not a bad thing. What you're looking for is damage. This one, you can tell it's been circulated. People have carried it, but not often, because around the cheek area, is one of the first places to start wearing on these, and down on the neck, and of course the hair, because as you can see, that's got beautiful curls on it. This one, well, you can still see a little bit of the curls down there at the bottom, but up here is nothing. But that's my one lucky coin. Here's my other lucky one. I carry this one too. It's in a little bit better shape than my Morgan, but it's still not, to me, it's not worth more than melt. You know, it's just not one that I mind carrying in my pocket as a lucky coin. So, but that's the difference. I think I'm going to leave this one. I'm going to raise this back up, because this right here, once I do giveaways, let's see, yeah, I need to figure out a way to get this thing to move up faster. This is going to be the first giveaway on my new streams. So, oh, we got 2 people in here. We could make you arm wrestle and see who gets it. No, I'm going to do it until I get everything lined out just right and can remember to, well, show the right camera. How's that? Nothing else than that. That's something that'd be nice to do. And us blind people, we're gonna have to figure out a way to do this. That is you know, I got stepper motors. I've got exactly that, because remember I was making that lift kit for my laser. I could just take that, pare it down to just one. Hey, good idea. We'll make it a Discord Arduino channel project. I didn't even think about that. I tell you what, I'm so glad you came to help me fine-tune this. So, you see, I'm getting my trusty scale out again, because I want to know if this one's copper or not. It's not. Just leave these over there. Okay. Keep turning those 88s over and thinking it says 58 on them. Ziggy, be quiet.
Here's what I found.
Ziggy, shut up. Yeah, I named my computer Ziggy. Well, really, that's my Alexa. Oh, Ziggy, shut up. I got tired of everybody trying to make my device do stuff when it wasn't supposed to and yelling, Alexa, call 911 or stuff like that. Copper will weigh more. A copper... Okay, here, let's see if we can see this. I don't know if this... It's kind of a dim screen, but you can tell me if you can see that weight there. So here is... Get up there. Here's a zinc from 1994. You see it's around 2.5. You get a copper one. I guess I could have got one I'd already found, but here's a 1974. 20 years earlier, it's copper. See, 3.11. And that's the way you can tell if it's copper or if it's zinc. And by the way, the other reason that even once they tell us that it's okay and legal for us to melt these things, you don't want to have any zinc in there, because zinc, when it starts, you throw it in and it has a fairly violent reaction. It could throw molten copper everywhere if you got one of them in there. 1980. We got a couple that we got to weigh, and got one I want to look for the doubling, but I can see. Usually, if you cannot see the doubling by with your naked eye, it's not worth messing with. Now there are exceptions to that, and there are people that will buy doubling and everything regardless of whether they have to look. 68, that's not before 62, is it? I know my maths. And, well, I still haven't found anything older than that 62. Of course, there's only 3 coins that I could find here since we pulled all of the Wheaties out. It had to be 59, 60, or 61. And I'm sitting here trying to think. I may have pulled the only 59 out of here. 2015. Now, see, there's the 2015. Now, this 2015 is it's so ugly that I'm not even going to look for doubling on it because it wouldn't be worth it even if it's doubled. People want pretty coins. And I just want money, money, money. No, just kidding. Just kidding. The auctions are fun. All of those guys that I mentioned, Ravenhawk, Rob, Coin Crew, Silver Seeker, they all do auctions. And they regularly, I mean every week, just almost every night, you can find one of them doing an auction. It's where I've gotten a lot of my cool stuff that I use the money that I find with these. 69. And I buy the graded stuff and the more expensive stuff. I actually even ended up with a couple ounces of gold because I sold it, traded in some of my silver, and bought me a couple of gold coins. So I don't think I'm gonna. I tell you what, this is kind of irritating now. Dang you, Mater, making me get in here and not find stuff. Now, I will say this too: when I'm doing this without streaming, I'll search the roll, and as I'm looking through each roll, I'll pull the copper out then, and that's usually easier to do than what we're doing right here and just, pulling it out and spreading it out. But sometimes it's not as much fun. Sometimes you got to. Oh, I started saying swing the other way, but that's not what I meant. Sometimes you got to be contrary. Do it a little bit different. How's that? Sometimes you got to enunciate too, because especially if you're using voice to text and sending messages and then not reading it before you send it, like driving down the road. That thing doesn't understand Southern. Somebody actually told me the other day I had an accent. Don't everybody? Came with me when I was born. Okay.
At least I don't talk like this all the time.
Would you take coin advice from somebody that said, hey, you just get them dang old coins out there and you look on them and see that little number? There's a little letter under it. If it don't got the letter, that's a P. That'd be hilarious. I wish I'd thought of that before I started doing this. Even on Discord, when I got in there the first time, should have gone in and gone, woohoo! I want to do some electronics. Of course, that probably wouldn't have gone over well. First time I was on Discord was when I was doing that stuff for Orter. Pigs? Yeah. Hey, we actually had a winning season this year, but I don't know how. They did their best to try to butcher their winning season. I don't watch professional sports. I like college sports. For some reason, watching professional sports is like, well, it's watching people do their job. I mean, you don't go down and, oh, look, there's a team down there is painting the Walmart. Let's go watch them. I mean, I just think it's more exciting watching the college games because it's not their job. It's a like a tryout for a job. Yeah, it's an audition playing with a hunk of pigskin. I just think that they try a little bit harder. And I mean, I will say, KJ Jefferson, the Razorback quarterback. I don't. I think I saw one time this year that he actually slid to keep from being tackled. Normally, it would take 3 or 4 of them to bring him down, and he'd break tackles right and left. I mean, he was actually. I like it when you got a quarterback that's not afraid to be hit. So that's the other thing you see a lot. Almost reminds me of, was it Major League, where that one guy was always trying to keep from getting hurt and was afraid to go after the ball. And yeah, and the one guy slept with his wife. I forgot about that. Hey, that was a good show. Now, some of the follow-ups to it, the sequels, weren't that good. But, you know, sometimes the sequels aren't as good. Hey, I could use that. Everybody, remember this. If your spouse ever wants to get a divorce, say, you remember, the sequels are never as good as the original. Is that a good argument? Maybe. I might have to use it if my wife hears me introducing her as my first wife again. Ooh, she got mad. TCU lost the last. Yeah. Now this, we was talking about wives. I had recorded the two. Let me see, what, the Horned Frogs? Is that TC? Wait, I can't remember the two games that they had that determined who was playing for the college playoffs. And I'd recorded both of them, and I hadn't watched either one of them yet. And I was telling my wife, I said, you know, here's the one I'm gonna watch. It's between 2 and 3, second ranked and third ranked. And then and about the time I said that, she said, she said, well, I can't believe that Georgia won. I went, dang it, haven't seen it. So I just deleted them. Didn't watch them. See, my sister lives on Lake Sidney Lanier down there, so she's a big Atlanta fan. 1970S. Why is that? Yeah. That one has a fairly interesting error. It's a DDO. And I got it cranked up too high. Oh well. Man, like you said, if only somebody... Oh man. Years ago, matter of fact, it was right after Jones bought it. You know, the dude from Arkansas bought the Cowboys. I was working for... I don't know if you know anything about NASCAR, but you ever heard of Mark Martin? I was working for his dad's trucking company as communications manager. And scrappy. But we had to go move a terminal from Dallas over to Fort Worth. And I looked over, and the guy driving the pickup that we were riding in had an Arkansas Cowboys hat on, because, you know, that was the thing to kind of pick on Texas. So I just grabbed it and threw it out the window. And he said, "What'd you do that for?" I said, "I'm not getting my butt whipped down here just because you decide you want to be cute. So you can pick it up on the way back." So, yeah, nobody was happy about that sale at the time. But I guess time wounds all heals. Wait, reverse that. So, Scrappy, you gonna learn how to collect coins? Or stack? Or find them? Or are you just here to see what I'm doing? There should be some way for me to tell who's in the chat. They should have a listing there because whoever's hosting a live stream should be able to tell who's there. Seems kind of boring. Golly, I almost pretended I was on Discord in one of the channels so I can say whatever I want. 3 buttons at the top right. Participants. Looky there. Oh, it's just us. Then I can say that. Well, no, because I'm going to leave this up to where people can. Scrappy, remind me to tell you what I was going to say next time we're on Discord. I didn't know that you could do that. See, I've been watching the chat. It won't let me type in the chat, but look at that. Hey, I can even do this. I can. Oh, that's cool. Huh. Yeah, I'm not real used to this streaming stuff. I've streamed, but usually it's just like music, and all I used was just regular OBS. But since I'm going to be having like giveaways and drawings and different things like that, I thought I better go ahead and get the fancier one and learn how to use it. But you know what they say about being too old to learn? I figure you've streamed a lot. I just never had a reason to. You know, other than, like I said, just, setting it up and just leave it running. But then that was always on Facebook, not on YouTube. So, let's see. Yeah, this does take a whole lot longer if I don't do it while I'm opening the rolls. So I am going to have to change that part. I'm going to have to look for the copper while I'm opening the rolls, or not do this while I'm streaming. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to close the stream down and go back into Discord so that I can chat with y'all while I look at these. That way you can chat back. You got 100 some dollar coins? I can tell you what to look for. Matter of fact, send them out here to me. I'll look through them and then send you back the coals. How's that? I mean, send you back sorted coins. Yeah, that's right. I wouldn't keep any of them. I was hoping before I stopped this that I could find a coin older than our 62 that we picked a while ago. But you know what? I've not even found a 60 or a 61. Let's see here. Just quickly. Gotta find one older. What's that? What's that? What's that? Nope. 80. Okay, I give up. You win. Oh, wait. I found it. Right here. Look at that. Ta-da! I can die a happy... Wait, no, I'm not going to die a happy man over finding one coin. Huh. I win. I found the 60. My life is complete. Whoa, look at that ugly coin. I guarantee you this is a zinc coin because copper does not get chewed up like that when it corrodes. I get to keep the penny. Okay, thank y'all for watching this. Did you see your reflection? Where? Huh? Did you? No, I didn't scream or nothing, did I? So we got to end. Of course, we got to end the stream with me putting my hat back on, and then I can go over here and see if there's anything in the way of this. Hey, now I'm styling. What do you think, there, Scrappy? Do you think I look as old as Abraham Lincoln? Okay, we're gonna have to go on Discord so I can give you a thrashing, young whippersnapper. Besides, I was born in '64, not '60. Hey, you know what? We had a friend that was very sensitive about her age, and she was at the house one day, and my oldest son, who's 38 now, at the time was 3 maybe, and he went up to her and he said, "Were you on the ark?" She said, "No, sweetie, I wasn't on the ark." He said, "Well, why didn't you drown?" And with that, we'll leave it. Thank y'all for helping me out here. I think this is going to work. So, I need to come up with some kind of really cool, catchy, going out phrase, but for now I'll just say bye. See you on Discord.